Hey guys, welcome back to Mark Holliba's vlog. Today we have a special treat. Given what's going on around us, it seems fitting to talk about one of my big trips last year. We did a big family trip. We drove down to Phoenix, Arizona, did a road trip to Vegas, stopped in a bunch of different great places. And so I want to share the second half of that experience. I already did a video, the first part of that, where we drove from Edmonton to Vegas. I spent some time down at the racetrack, and then that was sort of that video. Well, today we're going to take it from there. So we've left Vegas now, and now we're going for Phoenix. I'm going to share with you what that experience was all about. But before we do that, I've got an actual entirely different proposition for you guys, the viewers, the fans that want to get involved in the channel a little bit more proactively and engage a bit more with me. And I'm doing a random selection from a comment from the last video. And I'm going to do this every single video. So be sure to get your comments in there, because every single video I'm going to be reaching back through a random selection and giving reference to the person and discussing the actual comment in question. So with all of that said, before we get into the video, let's talk about the comment from last video, which is Bye Bye Lamborghini, which was the last video as I sent a Lambo to the dealer. And that comment that has been selected is by F100 FE390. And I know you've been commenting on a bunch of the videos that I've been making, so I suppose it works out just the same. So your comment last week was, the Lambo dealer bored buyer Gallardo oogles the F-Type. And that's true, that is exactly what happened. Well, he was loading up my Lambo to take it away on the truck to head it down to Calgary for repairs. If you watched the previous video, you'll know what that was all about. He, in fact, was asking a bunch of questions about the F-Type, and very specifically loved the looks of that. And this is from a person that often handles Murciélagos, Aventadors, Huracans, Gallardos, you name it. He sees those cars every single day, and he's still very impressed with the F-Type, and I think that says a lot. But thanks a lot for your comment. And guys, everybody, be sure to get your comments down there. Next video, it might be posted. All right, thanks. Well, let's get into the discussion and let's talk about what that whole trip was all about. So we spent our time on the highways. As you can see, a lot of the fun was driving through some of these valleys. And this particular drive, we were heading through, crossing the path from southern tip of Utah by St. George. We were heading towards Vegas, and this was just a clip of kind of leading into the Vegas trip. And as I said, really this video is more about from Vegas to Phoenix, but anyway, just a summary. We did lots and lots of driving, and this is one of the highlight sections that I've always enjoyed. And there we are, just cruising along, singing songs as a family, spending lots of time behind the wheel. As a matter of fact, it took about 12 hours to get to Vegas, and then another several hours to get to Phoenix. So there's some more great views around Vegas, Lake Mead, and we're cruising along. So now as we pull into Phoenix, we find the roads are exceptionally nice. All right, so we're arrived at our place here in Phoenix, and we're gonna do a little tour of the place for you. Bring my little guy with me. My son Marcus here. He's gonna come walk through the house. I'll show you, do a little tour of the house here with us. The rest of the fam's already chilling inside. We'll just kind of stay out of their way for now, but let's take a look at the house. Hey buddy, do you like this place?
Yeah.
All right, so let's take a tour. Ooh. First thing, we have this little space here. All the bedrooms upstairs, we're not gonna bother with that. Ooh, so scary. Let's take a look. We have a little dining space here. Large kitchen, large and in charge. More bedroom space down in there, as well as a living area here. Now, this is where the fun part begins. Oh yeah, now this is where all the fun is gonna happen, right here. Yo, what do you think, Broseph?
It's a nice house.
Huge heated pool. So that was a short tour. We're just gonna get enjoying some of the weather here. You know, here in Phoenix, far cry from where we're from in Edmonton, where the weather's typically been around, you know, 20 degrees Celsius, you know, which is, I don't know, not very warm. Lots of rain as well. Here we've got lots of sun. This is Phoenix. The sun never goes away. It's always hot. Today It's about 46 degrees Celsius out here. Very hot. As a matter of fact, the feet there just roast. That's why he's standing in the shadows there. Very, very hot on the ground. So let's get enjoying and see what's in store for us next. And so we'll hit the road again. So in Phoenix, we did a lot of shopping. Just ask the wife. The outlet stores galore. And then we decided to give the car a clean. These are great down here in Phoenix. I love it. You pay $1 or $2, you run your car through the car wash, and then it looks spick and span. And the beautiful thing here, doing the car wash. And the beautiful thing here is that the cars stay clean for a very long time when you're down in Phoenix. Not like in Edmonton, it's dirty after 2 days. Here the car can stay clean for a good week or two. And so after the car wash, we grabbed a quick lunch, and then we hit another outlet store. Then we hit this great place called the Organ Stop. Have you ever heard of that? Great pizza, great beer, and a lot of entertainment. Quite an interesting little stop, great for family and friends, and there's lots of locals as well as tourists here on this little event. And then we hit the road again. Here this time we stopped at another store, but I noticed, have you ever heard of Hoist Gracie and the Gracies and their MMA fighting? Well, we came across a vehicle and it was from their school. And then here we have a Lamborghini. What can you say? SVJ. So we stopped at the Lamborghini dealer here in Scottsdale, and I was able to run into and see a whole lot of great cars. Of course, an SVJ here. It's got some amazing touches. You can actually hide in that little vent. It's so huge, takes in so much air. What an amazing car. These things are absolutely stunning, and honestly, the silver here, the gold actually looks pretty cool. SVJ, you'll notice it has a different wing assembly and the infamous stickers or the logos on there. I don't know if they're stickers, I think they're painted on. But this has a unique tail on it as being the SVJ. Very interesting styling bits. This steps it up from the SV, which is possibly my favorite car would be the SV. But the SVJ is certainly a nice car, and these are not inexpensive. I mean, you're touching close to pushing $1 million Canadian to get into one of these. Down in the US here, they're quite a bit cheaper, but cheap Aventador and cheap just don't mix. It's just not really two terms that you can use interchangeably. But this car is absolutely amazing. Can I tell you an interesting story? You know, it's funny, we stopped in this dealership and we stopped to talk to one of the sales guys. And my son, he loves the Sesto Elemento. That's that rare, a Gallardo-based supercar. It was co-built by Boeing, ultra light, super fast. And there's another SVJ, by the way. But honestly, beautiful, beautiful car. Here's another beauty, this black one. But anyway, we talked to the sales guy about, has he seen any Lamborghini Sesto Elementos in his day? I mean, this is a hot location. You suspect there should be a lot of great cars coming through here. But he actually told us, what is a Sesto Elemento? The sales guy asked us, what is a Sesto Elemento? We had to guide him to the internet right on site here. It blew my mind because you're a representative for the brand and you don't even have a clue what one of the trademark premier cars in recent years coming out of the brand. Sesto Elemento, I think most of you guys know what that is if you're into Lamborghinis. That thing is staggeringly fast. You gotta watch Top Gear, they do a great review on it. But again, another quick look on the SVJ. Then we move outside. I love McLarens. I've really been interested in McLarens lately. And here we have a 17 570 GT. These cars are awesome. Now they're a little softer ride, typically set up than the S. These cars here have about 550 some odd horsepower. Beautiful cars. Truly, I do believe this is one of the best looking 570s I've ever seen. Look at the stance of it as well. It looks like it's been lowered. Now the beauty here is these cars have conventional suspension. Not like you'd find in a 720 or a 650 that have the hydraulic suspension. This is more conventional springs, so it's easier to work with. That wing, oh, it is absolutely stunning. Lots of carbon fiber pieces on this car. I couldn't get enough of this car, and I know it's kind of more their entry-level car from McLaren, but it really did stand out for me. This car is absolutely stunning, and I don't think I've seen a better-looking 570 ever in my life. But anyway, moving around, look at this. The lines are great on it. But you'll look, as we move in on it, you'll see lots of great touches. Look at all the carbon fiber on the splitters in the front and the spoilers. We move around, big air vents for cooling. Look at the headlights, LEDs, carbon fiber mirrors. Oh, look at that, more cooling. as well as those gaps in the doors. I love those panels. They're pretty wild looking. And then the blade. How about these wheels, 21-inch wheels? And look at the carbon fiber wing. Yeah, I would say this looks like a full-on chassis wing. There's no way that'll be bolted to the actual hood assembly. Beautiful car. Oh, look, it takes diesel. I'm just kidding, guys. That would be premium fuel only. Anyway, absolutely beautiful machine. I couldn't get enough of this thing. And again, I know it's not their premium car, but this one really did stand out for me. It's a beautiful McLaren 570 GT. So we cycle around again, just take another quick sweep through here and checking out the lines. I mean, what is not to like about that? A good McLaren like this will decimate almost anything in the market. So let's move on to the next one. Look at this. This is a car, I actually test drove one of these in Vegas. If you looked at the previous video, I test drove a coupe, a 650S coupe, and I was blown away. These cars are absolutely stunning, phenomenally quick. Look, carbon fiber everywhere, carbon ceramic brakes, carbon fiber chassis and tub. This is the Spider, so it does open up to the wind above you. And look at the headlights, much, much nicer than you find in the 12C before it. But let's talk a little bit more about the 650. These things are great. I love these cars. The 650S, absolutely stunning from every single angle. Look at it. I was on the prowl to look for one of these. I was shopping around for a lot of these 650s while we were down there in Scottsdale as well as Vegas. The McLaren 650S, which in my opinion is one of the most underrated and overpowering cars available today. So the 650S, which we have here, you can see the 650S deckled on there, makes this car unique. How is it better than the 12C before it? Well, primarily because they worked out a lot of the bugs. Now, first and foremost, you'll notice the front end is quite substantially different. The headlights are different. The front treatment, the whole spoiler assembly is quite different than the 12C. Now, the 12C was a great attempt by McLaren to come back to the mainstream market, but they really didn't get all the bugs worked out. First of all, it took to get to the 650, which we have here, to get the improved front end. You get the nicer headlight assembly, as you can see right there. Lots of carbon fiber all the way around. This car is just loaded with treatments. The humps and bumps, very attractive car. Look at the front wheels. Even this, for example, you've got carbon ceramic pretty much as standard on these cars on 19-inch wheels, ZR 19-inch wheels. Stunning mirrors. Absolutely everything the 12C tried to do was great, but they had bugs. Now, if you look at the back, it's not a whole lot different than what you found with the 12C. As a matter of fact, those lines are probably the least attractive part of the styling, in my opinion. It looks a lot like a Hoover vacuum cleaner for some reason. There's an odd design element. But outside of this, get around this theme, you've got these great center-mounted exhaust pipes. You've got this really, really wide haunches at the back. An absolute stunning machine to look at. Behold, the rear angles are really beautiful here. Got this really nice finish and curves that you'll find on the engine deck lid here. And in there is the 3.8 liter V8 twin turbocharged engine that produces, that's right, 640 horsepower tucked underneath that bonnet. Amazing power, and trust me when I say this thing goes. Carbon fiber blades. Then when you look inside the car, it's truly wrapped in lots of leather, Alcantara, and carbon fiber. This car really is next level for exotic car elements. It has a carbon fiber tub as far as the chassis, so you're actually in a carbon fiber enclosure inside there, and you really do feel the part. It is definitely race car technology. It's safer in a collision, so this car really is safer than most conventional supercars. Why is that? Well, its braking power is dramatically improved because of the carbon ceramic. It's got amazing accident avoidance potential. This is sitting on hydraulic suspension all the way around. It doesn't have a conventional coilover suspension, so it handles better than most supercars, but is still compliant while you're doing so. The actual carbon fiber tub that you're surrounded in, as far as the chassis goes, creates a lot more protection around you should you find yourself in a crash. The other thing is, this car is absolutely stunning in a performance perspective. Trust me when I say 7-speed dual clutch transmission, You have 640 horsepower from that twin turbo V8. And this thing does 0 to 60 miles per hour in a scant 2.7 seconds. There's almost nothing out there today. This is actually faster than a standard Lamborghini Aventador, definitely quicker than any Huracan. You need something of top of the line in the Huracan world, like a Performante or possibly an SV or SVJ Lamborghini Aventador to actually beat this thing in a straight line. Not bad for second page news, right? Now they have the 720S, which is even better and faster. But all I'm saying is the 650 truly is one of the most underrated and underpriced, undervalued supercars on today's market. So here we are, the 650S. And sadly, all good things must come to an end. So here it is, we're starting to head back northbound on Highway 15. We packed our goods and we had to hit the road. Time to get back to Edmonton. And so on the road again, as you can see, it's getting wetter and colder as we head north. So it was a great holiday. 2 weeks down in Phoenix and Vegas. We loved it. Now, sadly enough, this year we are not able to do that just because with what's going on around the world today. But guys, if you liked it, be sure to subscribe. And I really do hope to hear from you on the comments section, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.